and welcome to our video. Today we're going to be talking about fragrances. We're going to be learning about the trends and the must-knows when it comes to fragrances. My name is Cecilia and I'm an account manager at Formulator Sample Shop.
Hi everyone, my name is Brett Malmstrom and I'm also an account manager at Formulator Sample Shop. I have 5 years experience at FSS and 10 years experience in the industry. Today we're really excited about this video to help educate, but as well as have a great conversation. That leads me to our special guest, Mark Natowski.
Hey Brett, it's great to see you. Cecilia, great to be here. Always a pleasure to talk to FSS and what you guys are building. My name is Mark Natowski, 30 years in the industry, best known for my time at Victoria's Secret launching fragrances like Bombshell Teas, Love Spell, very sexy, but from product development to fragrance development to customer insights, a lot of background, a lot of time in the industry from the lab to fragrance to marketing to merchandising. So great to be here. It's always a blast to talk and help your customers understand everything that I love to talk about, which is fragrance. So really appreciate you making this time for us to connect.
Absolutely. We're really excited to have you here.
Yeah, not as excited as I am. It's like, this is, you may have to stop me because I'll talk about fragrance and the video is going to run out. We're going to be like, oh my gosh, Mark, shut up already. So, but definitely, again, I think there's so much to talk about and so much to help your consumers understand about fragrance so we can help them to make decisions and make right choices that FSS can offer them. So excited to be here and help.
Absolutely.
We're excited too.
Thank you. So let's kick it off. Where are we starting this today?
Okay, Mark, so let's start simple. Can you tell us about what fragrance is?
Fragrance is about making an olfactive experience, an emotional connection. Where when people smell fragrance, where does it take them? What mood does it put them in? What memory does it create? Fragrances and scent has the longest lasting memory of any of our senses. So you can remember, your mother will remember what your head smelled like when you were just born. Yeah. So the scent will last forever. That memory of where you were, who you were with, good or bad sometimes. So you got to be careful, but fragrance is really about emotional connection, where a lot of the other products we work with are really about an end result. Makes less fine lines, brighter eye, hair that's more silky and smooth. Fragrance is more about an emotional impact that really drives, connectivity. And it's about making yourself feel good as well as about your presence and your personality of how you come across and what you want to be.
That's really awesome. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I think fragrance is always about that. I love it because I think fragrance creates this dream for me where each individual, when they wear fragrance, how's that connectivity and what's it mean? So we could all wear the same fragrance, but it may mean something different for us based on our experience, based on where we smelt it, how we smelt it. But fragrance to me isn't about the destination. It's about the dream that you're creating and the memories you create through that olfactive experience. And I think that's what we're always looking for brands. The more we can do that, the more that the brand will find loyalty and commitment and credibility with customers.
So people can experience fragrance differently just based on how it's associated with their memory and their mood.
Yes, and skin also, right? We were talking about that. How's skin play into that? Everyone's skin can reflect fragrance in a different way. Where on my team, some people smell their skin, it makes a fragrance come up more green. Some makes it come up more warm. So how do we understand what's that broad appeal so that we get a fragrance that's more uniform across everyone's skin?
That's really cool.
But we're always looking at how fragrance is interpreted between an emotional perspective as well as an on-skin perspective.
So if I wear a fragrance and Brett wears a fragrance, it could smell different on both of us.
It'll definitely smell better on you.
Oh.
But I think that, yes, it will smell different on both of you because how your skin and how your pH reacts to that scent may lift it a different way. It may actually smell really good on you initially,
yeah,
but maybe over time not as well. Or on Brett, over time it actually comes up better and more power.
So there seems to be a lot of misconceptions on the market about fragrances. Mark, I wanted to ask you what your feeling is on that, and maybe if you could, provide your years of experience and insight.
Well, first of all, I love that question because I think you're right. There are a lot of misconceptions around fragrance. I think social media plays really into some of the maybe uncertainty around how people perceive fragrance and maybe the negativity that gets perceived. I think the misconception is that synthetic fragrances are bad. I can tell you that synthetic fragrances are tested just as thoroughly as natural fragrances. They're actually better for the environment because a lot of natural fragrance don't create sustainability because you're taken out of the environment. They need more time to grow. So to get those crops or get those renewed sometimes takes a lot longer than if you could do it synthetically. You're also sometimes harming the environment. When you're going after those natural ingredients, you're trying to, harvest them, and harvesting can disrupt the environment. So when you could do something synthetically, take a headspace and reconstitute that synthetically, sometimes you're saving the environment, you're saving the planet. And again, everything they do, whether it's synthetic or natural, is safety tested to make sure that it's safe for use, whether it's a fragrance by itself or whether it's in a product. That there's guidelines that IFRA has for us that tells us what levels of each ingredient can be used within a fragrance based on the application. So for me, a lot of that depends on the brand and what the brand wants to do. So for me, natural is good, synthetic's good. Depends what your brand ethos is, but also what's the message you're trying to tell your customer, as well as natural fragrances are going to be a little more narrow. Olfactively, they're not going to be as broad. Synthetic fragrances are going to give you a far greater reach across different olfactive families and olfactive presence. So a lot depends on what the brand's looking for, what's right for the brand and their customer, and then what's that olfactive breadth that they're looking for. So, I get frustrated when people go, I see a lot on social media, it's like, oh my gosh, don't ever wear a fragrance. It's so bad for you. I've been doing this for a long time, over 30 years. I would never do anything that was disruptive to my family or myself. And again, I've used fragrance for over 30 years. And again, I've never seen any harmful effects. I think a lot of time when you hear about harmful effects, it's the way a fragrance could be used. It's not used properly, or it's used in the wrong parameters of how someone should be applying it. But again, everything's safety tested. Everything's done through IFRA, which makes sure that you can't put anything in a product unless it's safe for use. So I think a lot of times we should challenge that norm when someone says, it's no good. Synthetics are no good. Like, okay, let's talk about what that means, because I don't think there's a lot of discussion as much as they should be.
Yeah, sounds like there's a lot of safety, and you've got me sold.
Thank you, because I think safety is I don't always think people think about fragrance and safety and realize the background of how much goes through to get an ingredient even approved. It's not like, okay, oh, we found this, it's good. It's like, no, let's go to do the due diligence. Sometimes it could take anywhere from 10 to 15 years to get a fragrance molecule approved based on all the testing that has to be done. So it's not something that's done in overnight.
Right. Well, certainly we have the documentation, safety, SDS, and of course the formulation guidelines. Always should be formulating within those suggested use levels that the manufacturer recommends.
Yeah, exactly.
So I also wanted to ask you, because there's still going to be people that are hesitant. What are those other options that they may have that are outside of fragrances?
I think you can use, a lot of people use essential oils. So how does that essential oil come across where you don't have to list fragrance on the label? Essential oils are more single noted. You could blend them together, but sometimes that takes, a little bit more time, a little bit more. And even those essential oils, though, there's a certain dynamic of what level you can use them at, because some of them, like a citrus, you have to be careful because if it's at a high level, it can be irritating to your skin. So even that has parameters. Everything by the safety standards has a guideline of what to use and how to use it. But if you don't want to say fragrance, you can use essential oils. You can use 2 or 3 together, blend them together to create your own unique presence around olfactive space. But a lot of it is just around what's your brand need, what's your expectation, and what's your strategy behind the brand. And then you just build it out from there. But yeah, essential oils are a good way to go. Sometimes people use water essences as another one that are a little bit lighter, that also can represent rose water, things like that, that can represent a olfactive experience without saying fragrance. So yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunities. I think, again, it's just honing into what the brand wants and what the expectation is from their customer.
So it really comes down to the customer. And the great thing is FSS now offers both of those.
Thank God, because we needed to do that.
Yeah.
Because I think the breadth that you can offer, I think what FSS brings to the table that I think is so unique is this well-rounded and balanced portfolio of ingredients, technology, innovation, and then now you're adding the fragrance piece, right? So it's a holistic shop that you can go in and really put a product together from start to finish, which to me is really unique compared to anywhere else that I've seen. Some people have the ingredient piece, some people have the innovation piece, some people have the formula piece, or the fragrance piece, but no one has where they're putting it all together so that you can build a well-told story through just FSS. You don't need to go anywhere else. One-stop shop, which I think is amazing.
So now that we've covered the misconceptions about fragrance and we know that fragrance is safe to use in formulations, tell us a little bit about why fragrance is important in the industry, not only to the product brands, but also to the consumers.
I think fragrance drives emotion. It's the one thing unlike other products that have other attributes, fragrance is the one that really creates memories. It creates connection. It creates a feeling of self confidence, especially when you're getting compliments. I'm sure when you get compliments on your fragrance, how do you feel? When someone
Great.
goes, Cecile, you smell great, don't, but doesn't it give you this, wow, I'm on my
Yeah.
game today.
Yeah.
And I think fragrance does a lot of that, creates that persona, also creates your personality. What you wear is what you project, right?
Mm.
So if you wear something that's dark and bold, is that, what's that say about your personality?
Yeah.
If you do wear something that's bright and energizing, what does that say about your personality? So a lot of fragrances to me is, it defines, this dream of who you want to be and who you're trying to define yourself to be, as well as the projection of how you want people to perceive you.
Yeah.
So fragrance drives a lot of, I think, a lot of that for me.
Absolutely. I know just from my own personal library of fragrances at home, I have my one go-to that I wear just
Which
every
is
day. It's actually a Sol de Janeiro. I can't remember which number it
62.
is. It's
Oh,
not the pistachio one.
okay.
It's
Oh,
a it's more of like a vanilla one.
okay.
But that's kind of just like my everyday go-to. But then I have a different one that I use for like special occasions, like if I'm going out with my husband, or it's also actually the one that I wore for my wedding as well, and that's the Gucci Flora. I
Yep.
really like that one.
That's a really good fragrance. And again, see what you've done. You've created a fragrance wardrobe based on memories and things that have happened in your life, or that you experience. I'm wearing this on date night. I met my husband and I wore it at my wedding, and that'll stick with you forever. It doesn't go away. Every time you smell that scent, you're going to remember,
Yeah.
your wedding, or you remember the event. I think that fragrance is really much about emotion and really connectivity, and trying to perceive how you want yourself to be. Brett, how about you? What do you wear?
For me, I really tie to the whole experience thing. Vacation. I love going on vacation, and for me, it's a beach. So when you get to that beach and you start smelling the seawater, salt air, just brings good memories. So sometimes I try to re reimagine that in my house with some sort of scent, or you know it just the whole idea of having that memory fine tuned to the memories I have of being at the beach growing up.
I, I think that's a good point though, because you said scenting my house, and a lot of people feel, even, oh, if I scent my house, it's going to smell, or if I have animals, it could hurt them. The testing's been done. It's safe. And again, everything I've seen, all the reports and all the data, there's nothing wrong with scenting your house with something like the beach that makes you feel like it's escape. So I think people just have to realize, and I think understand, and ask questions around. If someone says it's not good, like, ask questions like, well, what methodology are they using? How do they know it's not good? What's their experience or history with it? Because there's a lot of people who even say they understand, and they're just not as versed in it. So I think I'm always looking for the opportunity to understand people's perspective. And if someone doesn't like a fragrance or thinks it's bad for you, like, let's talk about it, because that's the only way we'll understand each other, to make sure that we can resolve why fragrance is really good for you. And fragrance is something that there's nothing wrong with wearing fragrance or scenting your home with it.
Now that we've talked about the rituals and memories of fragrance for consumers, Mark, I wanted to ask you about the brands. How can they capitalize on all of this?
I think for me is, brands can define a lot of their personality too by how they scent the products. A lot of scent, especially if you're looking at skincare and body care, so much of the performance can be balanced by the fragrance, which can really define a brand and can call to action of why people love a brand. So they may love it for the performance, but they may get into it because of the fragrance, and they may continue to use it because of the fragrance. But it also can become iconic to the brand, where the brand, even though they have great skincare benefits, that the iconicness of the fragrance allows the brand to even hit a new level, because it shows that they're connecting on all levels: performance credibility, and fragrance memorability, as well as emotion. And again, different brands do it differently. If you're a skincare brand, you look at it one way. If you're a body care brand, you may look at it another. But it's really understanding, how do I create a fragrance that's so signature that when people smell it, they smell the brand with it. And I think there's a lot of brands who do that well. I think it's a miss if you don't. If you're doing a fragrance, oh, well, let's just add a little X fragrance in here because I know it's good for skincare. Okay, well, if everyone else has done that, but how can you customize it, personalize it so that your customer gets an experience that defines your brand. So when someone's using it, it's like, oh, isn't that brand X? Because, oh, it doesn't smell like any other brand. Whether it's skincare, body care, or hair, it works for all of them. I love when we can talk and dialogue around the value of fragrance and what it can mean to a brand, whether it's natural or synthetic. So I appreciate, again, the dialogue to really show what FSS has to offer, the versatility and the diversity around scent, but also how you can customize it to make sure it's brand right, and understanding that each brand has their own equity and core ethos. Like, how do you help them create that? And I think it's a big plus up for them.
Yeah. So we're doing a lot to be able to broaden our whole catalog of fragrances and fragrance alternatives. So that way they are able to make a choice that's going to fit best for their brand and for their consumers as well. And as we continue to grow that catalog, what is hot? What is trending right now in the fragrance world? What should we be maybe keeping an eye out on to bring in for our customers?
In the US, it's so particular around edible. So flavor to scent is a big thing right now. All these gourmand notes that are around praline, cotton candy, banana, strawberry. There's so many of these notes that are really playing into the American psyche. And I think a lot of it's driven by Gen Z and Gen A, but I also see the broader group trying all these different unique ideas. So I really think this gourmand, it's not going away. It's going to be here a long time. People want things that are yummy. You ask them, what do you want from a fragrance? I want it yummy. That's not everybody, but a big majority of people, oh my gosh, your fragrance smells so yummy.
Yeah.
And sometimes you think about that, it's like, really yummy? You want to wear yummy? It's like, yeah, yummy makes me feel good. It makes me feel, comfortable. And a lot of times it gives them a comfort and casual piece around, I feel like I'm home. There's a nostalgia piece to that. So the retro. So I think you'll see a lot of that. I don't think that's going to change. I think that pistachio note plays more and more into this whole idea of how flavor goes into scent. I also think a lot of spirits now, a lot of the vodkas and the different alcohol drinks, you're seeing them translate into fragrance. Surfside is another one. What's the other? Red Bull. As Red Bull comes out with flavors, you'll see those ideas translated into fragrance because people know Red Bull. You may have a favorite flavor, right?
Yeah.
So all of a sudden that flavor is like, well, if they like the flavor, I wonder if they'd wear it. So it goes back to the whole, when cotton candy started, did you think you'd want to wear it? Not, probably not, but it's become almost where it's every fragrance now that's been really, really successful lately has had that cotton candy maltol. That's the name of the cotton candy note, technical. It's a maltol note that, like, you put just enough of that in there where there's that subliminal piece, customers will go crazy. So perfumers are always trying to weave it in different ways. Yeah. So I think florals are still big. It's just how you manipulate them to modernize some of those gardenia notes, jasmine notes, rose notes, and then blend them with freshness to just give it a new take.
Yeah, make it a little bit more unique, something that hasn't really been done before.
Yep.
I love how you mentioned Red Bull. It's one of my favorites.
But what flavor of Red Bull is your favorite?
Oh, the Amber edition. It's a strawberry apricot. I would definitely wear that in a fragrance.
So
for sure.
See, here we go. We're going to create a fragrance, strawberry apricot. So it'll be coming to you soon. So I think that's how perfumers or brands, what they'll do is, as they see a particular flavor start to take off, where all of a sudden, you have orange Coke now that's become it's out more, orange cream Coke. As they start to see that in the flavor world, the perfumers will start to fiddle with it. Like, okay, how do I weave it into what I do? And the more they see something, because they keep track of sales of spirits and sales of Coke so the more they track and understand what flavors are selling, whether it's ice cream, whether it's cereal, they'll all of a sudden weave that into like, hey, I'm seeing consumers really like that flavor. Can we work it into a fragrance? And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it also gives new texture or tone to things.
That's really cool.
It's fun. It's really fun. I've been fortunate too through my careers. They have these things where you go in and you work with perfumers and they have flavorists there, and you actually are able to eat and taste these different flavors, and then the perfumer kind of reinvents that flavor in a scent.
Wow.
So it's been really fun to do that because you're eating this and you're like, what's it smell like? And it's so great how they bring it together.
Yeah, that must be like a really cool sensorial experience to have both at the same time. Yeah, that's something I would love to try one day.
I never know. We could go out sometime and try it.
Let's do it.
There you go. And then we're looking for trends that are coming, right? I think. So I think trends that are coming are a balance of, I think that amber note's becoming a bigger and bigger deal. I don't think gourmand's going away. So how do we leverage that? I think salt that salt note, Brett, that you were talking about the beach. I think there's something that's going to continue to evolve around that note. And you're starting to see it more and more in the salt, like salted caramel, salted apricot, salted vanilla. So you're starting to see a lot more of that.
Mark, I really wanted to thank you for coming out today. I think we covered a lot. I wanted to see, do you have any final thoughts?
Well, thanks for having me. I really appreciate any time we could talk about fragrance, educate the consumers of, the pros, opportunities of how they can leverage it. I also feel that what FSS is offering in this holistic view of ingredients, innovation, and fragrance is unsurpassed. It really gives the customer and an entrepreneur really a place to go where they can feel confident and comfortable in helping to build their brand based on the expertise of SSS. You guys are delivering a lot that customers should be really thankful for, because you're really helping them get started in understanding the pros and cons, but also how to be safe, how to use the products at the right levels, and the ingredients, whether they want natural, whether they want a synthetic. You are offering a full portfolio of ideas that really can help propel their brand to next. So I appreciate having me. I always love coming to see you guys, and really, I always appreciate both of your discussions, and really just enjoying spending time talking to you.
Yeah, well, it was a pleasure having you. Thank you again.
You are welcome.
At Formulator Sample Shop, we recognize the importance of scent in product development and in our customers' formulations. That is why we now offer not only our traditional fragrances, but fragrance alternatives for those of you who may not want fragrance in your ingredient list. Please visit our website at www.formulatorsampleshop.com in order to view our entire catalog of our fragrances and of our fragrance alternatives.
Thank you again for joining us for another video. Wanted to ask, what's your favorite scent? If you could, please leave us a comment below, and also follow, subscribe. We always have great content coming out. And as always, happy formulating.